All right. So this is the second video on the channel. I don't, fuck it. Damn, I really didn't think this through. There's no rhyme or reason why I'm doing this video other than to recap how this week went. Um, there's a few things I want to touch base on, but nonetheless, week horrible, right? Monday, for sure reviewed overnight and so on and so forth. Pre-market routines spot on. First 5 minutes, didn't trade, great. 10 minutes S&T divergent for sure. Only take A plus setup. I did take one, but it didn't work out that day. Zero impulsive trade, didn't do that either. Respect stop. Let me make this bigger. Respect stop loss. I'm pretty sure I did that. Max stop loss or max 1 or 2 trades. I don't think I followed that. Once you take a trade, let it go. I went ahead and updated that. I I want to say Wednesday. Yeah, and I'll explain why. Stop trading rule or stop trading after rule break. Yeah, I didn't break any. Yeah, I didn't do that. Stop trading after max loss hit for sure. Top step kick you out. So it is what it is. No revenge trading. I didn't follow that. Positive for sure didn't follow that. Monitor tail. Fuck that. And I think I journaled that trade. Let me go ahead and double check. 22nd. Yeah, but I'll explain. So, let me top step account. Let me start off here. Folded, right? Uh, Literally deactivated, ineligible across the board. But it is what it is. I thought that was going to happen. I was hoping it didn't, but nonetheless, I was super fearful, and I'll walk you guys through my trades. When was this? The 22nd, which was, yeah, Monday. So now I'm looking at it. There wasn't really that much in price action, but on Monday, right? One day, what I was looking at, or oh, are you Monday? Okay, I'm like that doesn't look like Monday. Okay, what happened Monday? Are you Nasdaq? Yeah, okay. So Monday was pretty interesting. Um, yeah. So I see why I tweet the fuck out. All right. So Monday was pretty interesting, right? Equilibrium was it right here, or equilibrium was somewhere over here. But what happened was the fact that I got in a trade here, my first trade, break of structure to the downside, right? Even though it's now I'm looking at it, it really wasn't a break of structure, and I think that's why I got out of the trade. If we look at it here in a 1 minute, let me see. Oh my God, the 26. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. 20. How we're in December already. Mm-hmm. Okay, so 5 minute chart. Yeah, so break of structure. Yeah, yeah, I think that makes sense now. Now I'm looking at it. Yeah, so what I was look are you the 22nd? Yeah. So what I was looking for was like confluences whether or not price was going to reach a certain touch point. So price pumped up on that day, which was fine, and I was low-key expecting that, but I think it swiped some maybe London session highs, or it probably didn't. I don't even remember. Market open 9:30 or no, nothing, nothing. So disregard that statement. So price pumped up, so I was just like, okay, let me just give it a minute before I start making a decision. And I did, and then of course it went back down. But on the 5 minutes, you notice like there's a continuation that was happening here, where like price bounced. But here was like overnight EQ and then London session lows, if I'm not, or London session highs or Asian session lows, or one of these things was here, as well as equilibrium. So my stop loss was literally right here. However, as price started to retract a bit or retrace, like, and once again, how can I say this? My stop loss was somewhere up here. I can't remember exactly, but nonetheless, bro, I saw the market going against my trade. So therefore, I went ahead and just got out prematurely, which is stupid. And that kind of fucked up my account. And I was like, well, whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, so that's one thing that literally, like, once again, my funded accounts, I literally blew both of them because I could not. I was scared to lose the money. To be blunt, like I was 1,000% scared to lose the money, and therefore I went ahead and lost it. But yeah, like literally my stop loss was right here, and then of course I got out, and then of course price hit exactly where I thought it was gonna hit. So and then of course we had a retrace up, which was part of my bias, even though I didn't write it down. So I was just thinking like, okay, how can I improve my process as a whole? Which leads me into a few other things I wanted to cover in this video, but nonetheless, I blew the account. I got another one, and then from there, I ended up with like two positives. Right, this is this is funny because I think on the 24th, yeah, the 24th, um, I ended up blowing another account, but I got another one the 24th, which was here, right? So this was pretty interesting. So market was pretty choppy from the beginning, but like what I noticed is that it already had like it spiked and then it dipped and then it went up. So I was just like, okay, let me take a look to see what the fuck I got going on here. Um, so what happened? Oh, right here. So what I was looking for was actually a breakup structure to the upside. I was looking for a breakup structure to the upside. Yes, this whole shenanigans happened here. And I think it for sure swept liquidity here, which is why I was just like, it swept liquidity here as well as hit equilibrium here, all in one. Like in the morning, all of that just happened. And I was like, okay, there's no more drawn liquidity. So therefore, I think my bias for today should remain positive. And then I remember seeing somewhere where $61 million is being pumped into the market for these following days. So therefore, my entry was I was super bullish for today, and so yeah, I went ahead and took an entry here. And then guess what? I got out of the fucking entry because there was a retracement that was happening. So therefore, I was being stupid. But nonetheless, my stop loss was way down here, right? Because there's this order block. I was like, all right, way below the order block, and then let's just go long. And I think I went in with like three contracts, but once again, this is it. I literally just folded entry price 0.75 and then price retraced by 0.75. So I just literally took my loss early. Um, and yeah, and then I got in at points or 966 something, and then yeah, I got in right here, and then I just took profit at like 972 or something along those lines, which was another drawn liquidity from previous sessions of like 5 minute highs. So that's what happened. Sorry, man, just haven't eaten yet, and I'm thirsty. There's a lot going on. Okay, what else? Yeah, and that was yeah. But the thing is, on my trade locker account, I think that day went pretty well for me because I mean, let's see, not I think. Top step? No, what the fuck am I doing? NASDAQ. Look at NASDAQ on the 24th, right? Yeah, NASDAQ on the 24th was pretty interesting. Market open here. And then of course there's a dip and then the spike and then another run. Now, I pretty sure I got in like hell early. And then I just let it ride for the remainder of the day. Like my literally I got in here and then I let my stop loss all the way up here and I didn't care. I was like whatever. Whatever happens happens. And it was a pretty profitable day, the most money I made on my Trade Locker account. So I was pretty excited about that, pretty happy. And that kind of helped for sure. And then so yeah, what else? Spy. Let's go to yes. Okay, so this is yesterday, right? Now, yesterday was pretty interesting, and I can just walk you guys through it through here. Let me see, is that what I'm looking for? Nope. 'Cause there it is. Okay, yeesh. Okay, so based on like what was going on over the week, and we had the holiday break and so on and so forth. Like I started a new journal, it's Journal V2, right? From here I have the bias of the day, and this is like what I'm excited about, right? I have my bias of the day, right? So we should pull liquidity from full day EQ or Asian London session lows, and then bounce back up. We're supposed to go all the way up here after we hit here, right? But it's Friday, not sure. So my thing is Friday, I typically just fucking fold, right? My biases typically don't work on Friday, but I was just like, you know what? This is what the data's showing, and then there's this 4 hour fair value gap we have to revisit. So, and it all lined up perfectly, right? And also the goal for today's trade without fear of losing and getting out too early based on fear, right? The task is to let trade play out without canceling the position prematurely. The last 3 days that I've traded, I got out of a position prematurely where it was going to go my way, but then again, I was just looking, I was like, fuck it, let me just get out. I got out. I don't know why I did that, but nonetheless, the task for today, the goal for today was to remove that tendency. And I went ahead and passed, which is good. Like it just shows that I'm trying to improve 1% better every day. That's all we can do. Why it worked and my logic behind it was I was just like, look for a strong reason to stay in the trade. Look for confluences. I don't even know how to spell confluences. All right, there it is. To stay in the trade and reinforce my bias. That's pretty much what I was looking for. And then yeah, and so I stayed in the trade, even though I was wrong. I was wrong today. Today ended up in a red, but nonetheless, right? This is not that, but this once again was a screenshot early in the morning of what I thought was going to happen, and I kid you not, the first half worked out right. The only thing is, my second half didn't. After whatever happened here, I had like my take profit all the way at the fucking top, and it went halfway through and I didn't get to take any profit and I got stopped out. So all three of my trades after price retraced, it just kept getting lower and lower. I was like, oh fuck, I'm cooked. Therefore, there's no money to be made today. I should have got out, but nonetheless, towards the end of the day, I saw a major spike. I was like, fuck it, let's bet the house on this, right? And I got in, and then guess what? Folded, price retraced, hit my stop loss, and then therefore I got out. And then I lost my combined account. So there's that. So yeah, things learning. Trend is your friend. Market trend for the day was bearish, so keep that in mind for the next day. Action plan for the next day: split TP into two positions. So here I should have had TP at London session or overnight equilibrium, especially pulling it from here or like at least halfway through. So therefore I wouldn't be in the red. And that's something I need to work on. And then, of course, go with the trend, flow with the trend, my friend. The trend is your friend. But if you look at here, it's super bearish, right? We spiked in the morning, and then from there, we just kept going down. And then the other thing I need to work on is like take, go with your first bias, not necessarily the pull up, the second leg. Like, yeah, yeah. I think that's something for sure I need to work on. But yeah, overall, this is my new journal, and this is what I'll start measuring myself against. And then next month, I'll go ahead and start a new one, and so on and so forth. But yeah, what else? I guess we can go over here. I tried to record my trades and I wasn't, so I give myself an F for that. Daily plan, I did that really well. I think so. I was just monitoring everything except for post market review. Didn't do that across any of these days, so next week is where we're going to focus on that. I did add a few friendly reminders in comparison to last time. So right now I'm a journeyman. I don't even know what that means, but nonetheless, my points are 950, and I'm looking to accumulate as many of those as possible, which is great. So we talk about achievements, milestone, and so on and so forth, just to find a reason to continue. Not find a reason to continue, but just to show like how much success you've had thus far, right? Like technically, I've already had like 5,000 days as well as like 10,000 whatever. But I haven't made these in a single trade. In a combined account, it shows multiple. Technically, I did have $1,000 in a single day. Well, whatever. On one trade, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Um, so these are friendly reminders as I go into the week, right? Focus on one thing per week, and then next week we'll figure out what that is. It's like trade is your friend, and go with your first bias will be the focus for next week. Turn it to your friend for sure. Remember that. I don't know why I forget, but focus on the process, not the reward. What does A plus setup look like per day? Literally, I defined what an A plus setup was, but for some fucking reason, I didn't take action on it, which is ass. Um, don't forget to target above or below liquidity sweeps. Yeah, nigga, I was doing that shit. So yeah, I'll go with your first thought for sure. Go with your first thought. Execute two or more confluences for sure. I think I one of the trades I didn't even wait for a confluence. I was like, fuck it, FOMO kicked in heavy. I trust yourself for sure. Like I feel like I'm getting a grasp of this, so therefore I trust myself, even though my wallet doesn't feel like that. But nonetheless, yeah, I think like I started off really well where I started up an account. I had like 25% return on the first, not even 30 days, bro. It was like 10 days. And I was like, fuck it, let's get some funded accounts going. Got some funded accounts going, got all of them passed, got five of them. And now we're in a hole because all of them got baked and yeah, so it is what it is. Missing trade is a win. I don't know why that's there, but it is a good thing to remind myself. Like sometimes you don't have to get into every position. Capital preservation is greater than ego. Fuck that. We taking all the L's for now. I am paid for discipline. That's the one thing I have to for sure remind myself is like, bro, you're the more disciplined you are, the more success you're gonna have. You don't have to bite every fucking cheese that's out there. And then these are like a few things that I think TJR on one of his things talked about it. Right, I'm a millionaire trader. I am a profitable trader. I stick to my daily plan. I stick to my risk management plan. I am a profitable trader, and I stick to my daily plan. Is there twice? Why? Just because I should. Yeah, and then the other thing I went ahead and added is inversion thinking. It's just every now and then I run through this, right? Like I don't know if you guys are familiar with Warren Buffett, but Warren Buffett's main man is I can't even remember his fucking name. Let me see, something Charlie Munger. I think that's his name, right? Yeah, this little dude right here. Not little, but let me see. Charlie Munger inversion thinking. Charlie Munger. Yeah, inversion thinking. Yep. Charlie Munger is specifically thinking about the planning and the opposite of what you want could happen in comparative advantage and anything you do. Right? So let's go back here. So yeah, Charlie Munger, fucking, he's a crazy investor, and I've read a few of his books as well as the Buffett guy, the Buffett guy. But nonetheless, inversion thinking is like what makes a bad trader, right? Risk different amount every trade. I don't even think that's fucking bad. Let me go ahead and remove your ass real quick. Size up after a loss. I think that's gambling, especially when you're on revenge trading. So therefore, like I agree with that to a certain degree. But also if you do see, like, and one thing I realized, no rule is set in stone. Like everything is like you can tweak things based off of performance, right? But yeah, trade larger when feeling confident. Yeah, ain't no such thing as confidence, bro. You're just looking at the data. But then again, I like this. Uh, no max daily loss, I guess. No max days trades per day. That makes sense. Use margin emotionally instead of mechanically. 100%. I'm actually not that person. I don't even know what the fuck margins are, low key, but I need to figure that shit out. Trade execution, enter without defined stop. Yeah, fucking stupid. I think that's the dumbest thing ever. And if you do have a stop, please make sure you try to extract from the market as much as possible. Move stops away from risk. Yeah, I was at one point I did that, and I was just like, oh, let me drag this shit down, and I caught myself, and I was like, that's stupid. Your point of invalidation should not continue to go down because you're being hopeful, if that makes sense. Yeah, so therefore focus on point of invalidation to remove you having to move stop away from risk. That does make sense to me. Cut winners early out of fear. I am 100%. I have done that. This makes the, yeah, I don't like it. Cut losers. Let losers run off hope. Yeah, once again, I try not to do that. But it is what it is. Like if your shit's invalidated, nigga, your shit's invalidated, so get the fuck out. Um, Exits based on PN. Yeah, for sure, man. Like I was looking at my PNL, like negative, negative, negative before price goes back down, and then I was like, let me get out before it gets worse. It's emotional. But yeah, trade during chop or to feel. Yeah, I was doing that as well, man. Market was just going like this, and I was just like, oh, let me just take this trade, and then nothing worked out, right? No written trading plan for sure. Like I am going back to my basics, which is why I have this now. Change strategies weekly, goofy. Doesn't know expectancy. I don't even know what that means, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. And actually, I'm gonna keep it and just Google it. Trade setups can't define. Yeah, I could define pretty much every single trade that I take and the logic behind it. Trade random times of the day. I trade in the morning is pretty. Yeah, like I mean, sometimes I'll pop my phone and depending on what I'm doing, I'll trade random times of the day. But nonetheless, bro, like I'm pretty on it. Doesn't journal consistently. Yeah, that's once again something I don't avoid from doing. Revenge trade after loss. No lie, I stopped that, which is great. Need to be right. I think I'm for sure. I need that's work on this. Yeah, I feel like I need to be right. Like, yeah, I'm cooked, bro. Feels FOMO watching price move without them. Yes, 100%, bro. That's just sounding kind of sus though. Yes, like, bro, what the fuck? Trade to make money today. I think that's what we're trading for, but it is what it is. Um, let I don't think I'll do that. No, let one trade affects the next. No, I don't do that shit. Like, nah, nigga, get out of here. But yeah, I don't do that. Break rules, justify after. Bad, for sure, bad. So yeah, going back to inversion thinking. This is literally what you don't want to do. So therefore, focus on the opposite. I like this concept. I'll go ahead and expand on this every single week, but this is like the first version, of course, and then therefore we're gonna continue expanding. Daily plan, we touch base on that. Daily journal, barely any journaling there. The week, complete 4 discipline trades. Yeah, I think it went pretty well. Kept drawdown. Hell no. Positive weekly. I think so. Yeah, for sure. No, not on Top Step, but on my personal account, 100%. End of the week in a positive. No forced trades. I don't know if I can agree with that. Capture 1 and 2. Yes, I actually had two two runners. Tuesday and Wednesday I had a runner. I had two runners. One I cut prematurely because once again fear. I looked at the chart. I was like, oh my god, no, it's gonna retrace. It didn't fucking retrace. It kept going higher. So Wednesday I went ahead and just said stop loss. Forget it. What's his buddy's name? Alex G. He's funny enough. He lives in Miami. But yeah, I said and forget. I literally sat there, did my analysis. Was like, this is where price is going, and then I forgot about it. And then I think Wednesday at like 7 p.m. I'm on the Stairmaster. I get a notification, target hit. I was like, let's go. But yeah, and then I got FOMO because I was just like, oh no, it could have kept going higher. But the fact that I got like I stuck to my guns, I'm pretty proud of that. Respect max loss date. No, I don't do that, but Top Step does. If you fold, you fold, buddy. So yeah, respect trade count limit. Yeah, 100%. I've been sticking to at least 3 trades per day, and then I try to make sure they are good trades. Average, yeah, mine should be like hella high. Like I'll risk like $40 and make 400. It is what it is. Update journal. Well, on my personal account, and then Top Step is I don't even. Yeah, I don't even. Let's not talk Top Step, please. Update journal daily. That's a lie. Yeah, I did that. Reviews. Yeah, my top 3 trades and my top 3 mistakes for sure. Reviewed them. Replay all A plus setups. I did that. I only had 2. Review lost categories. I don't even know what this is. Review lost categories, but let me go ahead and delete your ass because I don't know what that means. 0 emotional trades. For sure, I got emotional. First Monday came in. I only had like $300 to lose, and I lost it all. So full tilt. And I couldn't reduce my fucking Top Step, bro. Whatever. Maintain patience during low. I didn't do that. Identify tilt episode. No, but it is what it is. Yeah, I was like, oh yeah. This is once again what I did. Well, when I noticed I get into trade and got out too early after the move, I was able to adjust for the remainder of the week. 100%. When I noticed that was happening, like for 2 days in a row, 2 or 3 days in a row, I was like, bro, chill. So therefore, yeah, I solved it. First day got emotional and what first day got emotional and got out of trade during Monday, however, remainder of the week, Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday. Yeah, going with the trend. What needs it? I need to go with the trend. Like once again, I like being right. I need to figure out like how do I like just take what the market is giving me. Like before I have, but for some reason now, nigga, I'm just like I'm on it. I know what's going on, so therefore I either don't trade when the market doesn't give me anything, or I learn how to go with the trend. Um, but like my bias be right. I don't know, man. Whatever. Pretty solid. Hit FOMO. Emotional. I hit FOMO. However, look for more confirmation before entering trades. Yes. For sure, over execution. So execution is not an issue anymore. Like at one point, I thought I wouldn't execute, but I've over executed, so therefore I've blown too many accounts. But it is what it is. Pretty bullish and predictable. Yeah, the market has been pretty predictable, at least to me for now. But the thing is, like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I know where the price is going. I'm just not taking action correctly. So therefore, wait for more confluences and blah blah blah. Being patient. Do not marry bias. I for sure marry my bias. Like, I don't like it, but it is what it is. Yeah. So being patient is focus for next week. That's what it is. Do not marry bias. Let's go here. Being patient. Do not marry bias. Woo. But yeah, thank you for watching this video, and yeah, I'll do you guys next time. Thanks.